Bunce Island was the hub or center for slavery for the whole of West Africa. It was proclaimed as national monument in 1948. Bunce Island is 1/3 of a mile long and about 300 to 400 feet wide. It's not that much big, so that is one of the main reasons why the British were able to manage the slave frontier on this island. And here was the hub or center for slavery for the whole of West Africa. Yeah. Okay. Staying, and underneath used to be the place where what I call the VIP slaves, where they were staying, those who were serving as cooks, those who were serving as negotiators for both the local people and then the British. So the British took them initially as part of them because they were working directly for them. So they were sleeping here, not like the other general slaves. They have their own place where they normally stay for the men and then for the women as well as the children. They have their rooms at the side. But for those who are serving as cooks, serving as workers or negotiators, they are staying underneath. And we are seeing the ventilation for them. That small hole you are seeing used to be the ventilation. And then on top used to be the place where the British were staying. You see their own ventilation? You see the window which is bigger than the one down? Yeah. And when slavery was going on here, it used to managed by 4 London-based companies. The Gambia Adventurers, the Royal African Company, the farms of Richard Oswald and Alex and the Anderson. These were the 4 London-based companies who were managing this slave frontier on this island when slavery was going on. And because of the Royal African Company having direct business to do here, slave business here on this island, on each cannon you are seeing here is a crown which is representing King George III crown. If you take a close look, you will see the K, and then you will see the R, and then you will see the G, KRG, King George III crown. This is what it's representing. These cannons you are seeing, they were here protecting this island. If, for example, pirates are coming, these are the cannons they used to shoot at the pirates. And even for local people, in that large quantity, to come and take their beloved brothers and sisters. So they use this cannon on them. So they are using this cannon for the protection of not only the slave force but even the slaves during the time when slavery was going on. Here used to be the place for branding of slaves. As a slave, they take you up to this point. There used to be a point, a pot, and in the pot used to be different sizes of irons with fire in it and underneath as well. So you are in and out, the irons will be warming, keep on warming, keep on warming, keep on warming. As a slave, they take you from that main point up to this side, and then they come and do the branding here. So the 2 rooms on either side used to be the room for the men. One here and then this other one on the back. So as a slave, it happens to be like this. After they take me from exercise, I have to come and be like this and be forced to enter, and this is my place, this is going to be my place till the next day. Or anytime they take me out again for me to go and exercise, or anytime the slave buyers come and maybe pick me, and then they buy me and then they go with me. So if the capacity of this room is supposed to be 500, it's going to be maybe 1,000. It's a must for it to exceed its capacity. So here used to be one of the rooms for the men, and this one at the back as well used to be another room for the men on the side. So if this is my position, you see, the ventilation now is bigger than this, but before this time, you see this one up? It's because it's presently under restoration. That's why you're seeing this type of ventilation now. But this is one of the original ventilators. This one here, like this. It used to go on to out. And here used to be the marketing place or the negotiating place when the trading was going on. For example, they take one rope out. One rope simply contains 10 people. So each one rope contains 10 people. So if the slave buyers come from this side, you have to take the slaves, first the men from here, bring them, and they will be sitting here per rope. If it's 5 rope, 10 rope, for 10 you write down there. And then that is the time the slave buyers will bring the gunpowder, the sticks of cigarettes, the spoons, in exchange of whole human being. Like 1 spoon for 1 human being. Spoon that we're using to eat today. Gunpowders in those days was really important for slavery. And even these all the commodities like sticks of cigarettes, all those stuff. So they will be sitting here. But it may also interest you to know that slavery was in Sierra Leone even before the coming of Europeans, their own type of slavery. But the type of slavery that was existing in Sierra Leone, it was far different from the type of slavery brought by the Europeans. As the type of slavery that was existing in Sierra Leone, it reached a time in those days, for instance, when the slaves would go and find their relatives. If their masters died, the slaves would inherit their properties. They were given a lot of freedom. For the type of slavery brought by the Europeans, they were using human beings just like the lower class animals. Like cows, specifically, they don't have right to their lives. They can feed them as and when it pleases the slave masters. You know, flog them at any time of the day, give them different instructions. Yeah, so they're using them just like the lower class animals. But slavery was acquired in 4 ways. 1, we have the POW, that is the prisoners of war. If, for example, village A and village B, they wage war on each other. Those who will be captured by village A because they are stronger than village B, automatically they sell them into slavery, that is prisoners of war. Witchcraft. For example, they will see a man like me and they will say to me, Peter, you are a witch. And I will say to them, no, I'm not a witch. But mind you, there are 6 in number against me alone, or sometimes 4 against me alone, sometimes 3 against me alone. I will not be able to fight them. So what they will talk to me, they say, Peter, well, if you are not a witch, we are going to give you this food. If you eat this food and then you don't vomit, that means you are not a witch. But if you eat this food and you vomit, that means you are a witch. But the type of food they will give to me is a slimy sauce. Even if my system is okay, as soon as I eat it, I'll vomit. So because I'm already aware of that, I'll just give up myself. It's okay. You take me, you have all the right. You said I'm a witch, it's fine. Then they have the right to send me to slavery. Voluntary slavery. It may also interest you to know that yes, in those days, people were volunteering to go into slavery because they were seen as worthless people. They were discriminating them in so many ways. If, for example, here is a community and then they want to take decision on behalf of the community and that individual is here, he or she wants to say XYZ, they'll just shout at him or her to say, just be quiet. So because of all those discrimination, they'll just give up himself and go to the chief and say, Chief, I'm all yours. Give whatever I want to give to me or you give to my relatives and then you take me. I'm all yours. So they volunteer themselves in those days because of discrimination, because they were seen as worthless people. Some because of they were drunkards. So they take them as worthless people. So they volunteer themselves into slavery. And then we have the 4th way, which was the debtor slavery. For example, again, they will see me as Peter and then I've given birth to maybe 15 children and I have 3 wives. But because I'll not be able to take care of them as time goes on, what I'll do, I have my farmland and then I'll go to the chief to say, Chief, I have my farmland. I want to do farming, but I don't have, for example, rice seeds to farm. So please help me with 5 bushels of rice so that at the end of my harvesting period, I'm going to give you back 5 bushels of rice. And then the chief will say, okay, Peter, no problem. I'll give you these 5 bushels of rice. But you know, this is a business. So if I give you 5 bushels, you have to return it with 10 bushels. And then I'll say, okay, Chief, let me go and discuss it with my wife and children. And then I'll go and probably I'll call meeting in the evening to say, well, wives, my lovely wives, you know we have 15 children now. It's difficult for us to take care of them all. So I want to do farming activity, which is going to be our economic activity. So please, I've gone to the chief to ask for 5 bushels of rice. But he said I should return 10 bushels of rice after harvesting. What do you think? And then that's the time the 3 wives plus the bigger children, the eldest one, will go and then hang heads together. Probably they will bring a positive answer to say, okay, that is okay, go and take the 5 bushels. We'll return the 10 bushels at the end of the day. But the chief is well aware that it is not possible for us to return the 10 bushels of rice. Because 1, we have to eat. We have to keep some seeds for the next farming season. We have to sell some to buy other few things for running of the home. And then I'll go to the chief now to say, well, chief, okay, we've accepted. We'll return 10 bushels of rice. And then the chief will say, what if you fail? What is going to be the collateral? That is the time I will take 2 of my boys and then give to the chief. Should in case I fail to give you back the 10 bushels of rice, you have all the right to take these children, they are all yours. And because the chief is aware that I will fail, no matter fail, then those boys will be sold into slavery. So that is debt of slavery. So these are the 4 ways slaves were acquired during the time when slavery was going on in this part of the world. As here was the hub or center for slavery for the whole of West Africa. So in the morning hours, if for example you want the men to come and exercise, they will take them from their slave pens on the side where we just came from, and then they use this one to enter on the right hand side. Yes, because here is the exercise area, and here is for the ladies. If for example they want them to go out to the kitchen to do XYZ, they use this door. Yeah, and there used to be a small sort of bathroom or whatever for them here at the side. For the ladies, and then this room here used to be the room for the women. This one is stone and clay when you're used to be the room for the women, and at the back where you're seeing those 3 windows and then the door is used in those days for the room for children. The one you're seeing at the back there, the room for the children at the back, and here for the women. And if they want the women to go and exercise, they use this side. This is their own room, leading to the exercising area. Here used to be the exercising area. Maybe if in the morning they take 5 ropes which contains 50 people, because for any one rope that's 10 people, they tie them right around their neck, waist here, and then probably on the feet. So 3 sides they used to tie them. So they'll be rounding here, jogging. You know, that will keep them fit. That will determine their price at the end of the day. On top of this 2-story here used to be the power magazine, where they used to keep other weapons for the protection of the island when slavery was going on. And underneath here used to be the place where they used to punish the slaves. Here is the entrance. So as a slave, if they ask you to take this stone from one place to another and you refuse, they will take you from your slave pen, bring you inside here. You will be there 3 or 4 days. You will be there without eating solid food except drinking water. So by the time when you will be out, you will be physically weak. So whatever instruction they will give to you, you just have to obey as a slave. Final point of no return. When slave ships were coming to buy slaves in those days, this was the place where the slave ship used to park. And mind you, after they do the marketing activity over there, whether it's the barter system, after they finish doing it over there, they have to come to this side. And maybe 5 people will come to buy slaves from the same ship. So before ever they enter into the ship for them to be taken to their destination, they will do branding here, final branding inside here, final branding. So those holes you are seeing, they are serving as ventilations over there, those 2 and then 2 on either sides. So they have to do final branding here because Mr. A, Mr. B, Mr. C, Mr. D, all of them they have probably correct, some X, some O, some just dots. They have to do final branding here before ever they get to enter into a slave ship. And here used to be the road for the women. Over there used to be the road for the men. So sometimes you go using that like this, and then you take it back. As soon as they enter here, not even dead will make them to use the same road to come back here. Instead, they will go and round with them to take them to the cemetery. So here used to be the exiting point, which most times we call as the final point of no return.